We're going to look at 3 options from the hip bump sweep. Now, when you do the hip bump sweep from the closed guard, gi or no gi, one of the best things you can learn how to do is to start by getting a forward reaction. So I'm going to bring Placido forward. As I bring him forward, he's going to react backwards. From here, we're going to take our arms and we're going to swing them out in the direction that we're going to sit up towards. We don't want to sit up directly into our partner. We pull in, we get that pullback reaction, and then from here, we're going to build up to a hand. We want to take our elbow over our partner's shoulder or over their elbow. You can control your partner's wrist, but you don't have to. The sweep itself is going to involve us taking our hips up over our partner's hips. Right now you can see my hips are resting inside his hips. So as we get to this position, we're going to plant our right leg on the floor and we're going to take our hip and we're going to bring it forward so our weight is resting on our partner's hips. This is very important. We're not going to be able to take anybody over if our hips are down here. As we put our weight on our partner, we're going to drive them out in this direction. If they don't want to fall down, they're going to take a hand and post it on the mat here. We're going to find that wrist. Alternatively, we can, if possible, take our arm around the corner. Usually it's easiest to find your partner's wrist. And we're going to draw our partner's hand, not in, but rather out initially, and then we're going to suck it around the corner so that we can land here in the mouth. When you do the hip bump sweep, it's very, very important that once you draw your partner forward, you get that pullback reaction, that you get your body into this position where your hips are resting on your partner. There's the posted hand. We're going to confirm that grip. Then we're going to take our partner's hand in the direction the fingers point, out this way. Then we're going to pull the hand around the corner and take a big step over. That's going to land us here in this good position. And from here, we're going to connect our feet underneath. Now, this is an excellent sweep, but you have to anticipate that your partner is going to start to react once you get into the position. So we start with this initial pull forward. We get a strong pull back and good posture. We're going to unlock, build up, and we're going to get our body into this position here. As I bump, I'm going to feel like Placido puts his hand on the floor, and we're not able to dislodge the wrist. The first response here is Kimura. So we're going to chase our partner's wrist, but it's also important that our arm goes through. So between these 2 options, we're going to focus more on taking our arm over our partner's arm. We can get the wrist after we've gone elbow to elbow. Now from here, we can come around the corner and confirm our partner's grip. We're going to lock the figure of 4 here with our 2 hands. And very, very important, we're going to take our partner's hand and we're going to put it here behind our partner's back. Don't try to finish the Kimura from a position where your partner's hand is out on their side. We want to put their hand on their back. Now from here, we can relock our guard and draw our partner's hand up their back until we find the submission waiting for us. So we bring them in, they posture back, we're going to come up, chasing our partner, putting our hips on their hips. There's the wrist, we're going to go elbow over elbow, then we'll come back and lock our grip. From here, we're going to turn the corner. Best of all is getting 90 degrees to our partner. Now from here, we can finish. You have a very strong Kimura. The third option from here, we draw our partner forward, we get a pullback reaction, we chase our partner up, but before we can put our hips on our partner's hips, we feel like our partner brings their head forward. When Placido brings his weight forward and starts to crowd me, now it's going to be very difficult to get his hand down to the floor. Even as I bump, it's going to be hard. So we're going to take our arm and we're going to swim it back here. All you're going to do is take your thumb and connect it here to your ribs. Make sure that you're not trying to take your elbow up. Instead, we're going to swim it back around the corner and connect our wrist to our ribs. When you fall back, before you set your guillotine, make sure that you create a little bit of space between you and your partner. So you're going to push back and your hips are going to move away from your partner's hips. This is going to give you enough space to put your hand inside, lock your hands. Now you're going to take your knuckles and you're going to draw them up towards the line of your partner's shoulder. When you relock your guard, you're going to have a slight angle. Your head is going to be forward, and now from here, you're going to have a very strong guillotine. So for this final attack off of the hip bump, we draw our partner forward, we get a pullback reaction, we come up, and we feel that our partner's head is coming forward. We can't put their weight out in this direction, so we're going to swim our hand through. Our hand is going to touch our back, then we're going to sit back. Don't fall down right from here. Move your body away from your partner. That's going to give you enough space to lock your hands. I haven't connected my feet yet. I need to do that. So I'm going to draw Placido forward and fall towards the head side. Then from here, we can lock. We can keep our hands high. And we're going to use our knees to pull our body forward as we squeeze and finish for the guillotine. So whether you hit the hip bump sweep The Kimura or the guillotine, this is a great 1-2-3 combination. You don't have to be an expert to learn how to do this, especially if you're getting started in no gi and you want to play the closed guard. These are 3 great options for you right out of the gate.